In 1989, Loverboy guitarist Paul Dean released a solo album called Hardcore. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. It was released in January of 1989. The first track off the record, which was actually a single and video called Sword and Stone, was originally demoed by Kiss for their 1987 album Crazy Nights, and later was additionally recorded by the band Bonfire, the German rockers Bonfire, and that was in 1989 for their film Shocker. And the Bryan Adams written song Draw the Line was also recorded by Ted Nugent with future Bad Company lead vocalist Brian Howe on his 1984 Penetrator album. And Brian Howe, of course, did the lead vocals for Ted Nugent on that album. I think that was the only album he did with them. Now you get into Sword and Stone, you get into Hardcore, which is 9 tracks, and the first track I meant to say is Sword and Stone, and that was written by Desmond Child, Paul Stanley, and Bruce Kulick. Of course, Desmond Child was a songwriter with a lot of bands, including Kiss, Bon Jovi, many others to name a few. Then we had another good song on there called Doctor. Then we have the song I mentioned, Draw the Line, and that was written by Bryan Adams and Jimmy Valance. And they've been songwriters for a long time, and of course, Bryan Adams just released his own version of the Kiss song War Machine, which he was a co-writer on. Who knows, maybe he'll do his own version of Draw the Line down the line. That would be interesting. Then we had another good song called Dirty Fingers. Then another pretty interesting one is called Under the Gun. It features John Bon Jovi playing harmonica. And this song is written with Dean, Paul Dean, of course, Mike Reno, John Bon Jovi, and Richie Sambora. I'm thinking it could have been music they were working on together, which ended up on the 1988 album Wild Side. This one they didn't use because they did use that song Notorious, because John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora have writing credits on that Loverboy song. Then there's Action, which features on the bass guitar Matt Frenette. On the bass guitar, Mr. His name is Spider, but on bass is Kenneth Spider Sinanevi, but he's the guy that's been in Loverboy since the passing of Scott Smith from the drowning accident in 2001, and also drummer Matt Frenette plays drums on track number 6. Another awesome one, Down to the Bottom. Then we got Black Sheep. You hear the piano in the beginning, you think it's going to be a ballad, but it turns into something rocking. And another interesting song, track number 9, called Politics. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else out there, subscribe. We thank you much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. The album peaked at number 45 on the Canadian album charts. On the Billboard Top 200, it has a peak of number 195. And on Radio and Records, which was an AOR album chart, the peak position was number 26. Radio and Records don't exist anymore, but I am familiar with it a little. This record, you probably can get it on CD, I'm assuming, because I know it's on the digital platforms, because I was able to listen to it on Amazon. I think it is pretty cool. Some of my favorite songs on it are Sword and Stone, Draw the Line, Under the Gun, Action, and Black Sheep. Those are my 5 top songs off of it. Now, friends, what are your favorite songs off the Paul Dean solo album, Hardcore? Of course, Paul Dean is the guitarist from Loverboy, and this album came out, like I said, in January 1989, literally after the band broke up. But Loverboy's greatest hits came around the same time as well. Interesting. But either way, my opinion is I like a lot of the songs on the album. I told you my top 5. Some of the stuff, like I said, felt it could have been on the Loverboy Notorious album, because it does have the Loverboy feel to it as well. So, friends, what are your thoughts once again on the Paul Dean solo album called Hardcore? Shame, shame, shame.